You can buy 2 of these figures for one single 1x3 scale Yami. Try to brain that for a second. Hi and welcome back to the channel. I'm Steven with your weekly figure news fix. This time around 26th to 31st of August 2024. And the 31st is actually our Independence Day. No more British people telling us what to do. But you know what? Public holiday on Saturday. No extra holidays for you guys. Anyways, back to figures over here. Genuine and third-party stuff, we have about an equal amount on both sides for this week, and we shall take a look at genuine figures first on Hobby Link Japan, our affiliate partner. There was something that I pre-ordered so hard, hitting the pre-order button on day 1. She pre-order opened, but we will get to that in a second. We have quite a few good stuff this week, and we shall begin with 1x4 skill as usual, but this is a 1x3. Last week we had Momo, and I told you guys this week we will have Yami. So there you go. Just that, ouch! 70,000 yen. Yeah, because Momo... Why is she 10,000 yen more expensive than Momo? Because she is more popular, I suppose? I don't know who is the more popular between the two. I love both characters. You know what? I feel like Freeing is testing the markets over here. Like, how much further they can push the price points. How much of you will blindly hit the pre-order button and pay for it anyway, regardless of whether it is overpriced or not. Yeah, they are testing the markets over here. They just slap a random number on, the higher the better, and then they want to see what the response from you guys, the figure collectors, is like. And those of you, the ultra rich, will hit the pre-order button anyway because it is Yami-chan. So 70k is feeling a bit much. I mean, this is almost double the price of a 1x4 skill, which begins at around 37,000 yen nowadays. Sometimes 40,000 yen for those binding figures. But yeah, it is still like 75% to 100% more expensive. So I think 70k is a bit much. We are going into overboard territory over here. Okay, Momo at 60k was borderline overpriced, borderline I would say. But 70k, man, it is not like this Yami figure is a lot more complex than that Momo figure. Yeah, she has longer hair, more material, but that longer hair over there, does it justify another 10,000 yen? I really don't know how to answer this question. Moving on to the next 1x4 skill. Okay, this is just a quick update. Yeah, I think a week ago we covered this figure on OshGK, but this being a licensed figure, yes, you can find licensed resin figures on some Japanese sites. HLJ is one of them. So this official Zephyros figure from Destiny Child by Tri-Eagles Studio is going for 106,000 yen, which isn't too bad. I think OshGK was selling her for like $500 US. I'm not sure which one is more expensive. Maybe this is cheaper, I think, because there is no tax, no Japanese tax. So that is all on the price update. Moving on to the next 1x4 skill. This is a stunning 1x4 skill. Now, I normally don't pay attention to simple 1x4 skills that much, but this Hatsune Miku figure over here, which is so shiny, going for 35,000 yen almost. I had that moment over there because I kind of want one. Yeah, it is not very often I'm attracted to a Miku figure because there are way too many of them, but this is so reflective, so shiny, so bright, brighter than my forehead over here. And she looks great. Yeah, this is a good buy. Seriously, I would suggest you guys to pre-order one. 35k is expensive for a figure in general. You can buy 2 of these figures for one single 1x3 scale Yami. Try to brain that for a second. Highly recommended. Moving on to the next figure right here. Okay, now we are moving down to 1x6 scale, and this is also a very good figure by Pure. We have Taimanin RPGX Shiranui Mizuki. Yep, recently we are starting to see a lot more Taimanin series figures for some reason. Maybe there is a new game coming out or already out which I wasn't aware of, but it is nice to see more figures from this game, which is kind of legendary in a way. 30,000 yen, almost. It is actually very reasonable, see, because you are getting 2 face parts and an entire upper torso for you to swap out. This is partially customable. And for fans of time money, yep, absolutely pick one up. Pure makes excellent figures. So even though I may not like a certain kind of figures at times, it is hard to say. There will be exceptions. Yeah, I like this one a lot. Moving on to the next figure, we have Magic Arts 1/6 scale Hakure Reimu from Toho. Seeing a Chinese brand doing a Toho figure, that is a bit weird. Maybe it shouldn't be weird. I mean, we have Chinese brands picking up Japanese IPs, right? I mean, Apex Toys is doing it as well. Apex has Toho figures, so I shouldn't be surprised. But this is what I call like a different art style. Magic Arts is like every single figure they make, right? The character design is not the same as the original we saw in the anime or game or manga, but they have their own specific aesthetic, which can be quite pleasing to look at. And this is one of those figures over here. So at 24,500 yen, you're actually getting like 3 face plates over here. I think 3 of them and some additional parts. This is great value. And we are looking at deluxe edition where you are getting a wall scroll, which is not bad at all. But if you don't want much, even cheaper, 23,000 yen. So I do think this is a very good purchase for Toho collectors. If there is one small gripe I have, that plastic got sticking out over there because of that special effect part. Doesn't look very nice, isn't it? I mean, I'm fine if that figure comes without that round thing surrounding her, the talismans, but hey, 23k, 24k for this is fine. No complaints at all. Moving on to the next figure, so the very same Toradora Aisaka Taiga figure, bunny version by Freeing, which they had made a 1/4 scale. You now get a 1/6 option for way cheaper at 18,000 yen coming out in March next year. Not a bad purchase at all, seriously. 18,000 yen could have been 15k, because this is a very simple figure to begin with. This could have been 15k, and I wish that she wins after release. 18k is still not bad. Okay, so should you get one, it really depends how big of a fan you are when it comes to Toradora and Aisaka Taiga. Even if you already have a 1/4, it might not be a bad idea to buy a smaller version as well. Okay, moving on to the next figure. Oh, wow. Okay, now we go down to 1/7 scale, but this 1/7 scale figure over here is probably bigger than that Aisaka Taiga at 1/6. Okay, so this is the biggest pair of melons I've seen all year, possibly all year. A contender for the biggest boing boing opai of the year. Definitely a contender and not the kind of thing I would buy. So there are extra parts for you to swap out. You can display her wearing micro bikini or completely exposed. It is almost like the micro bikinis are holding back all that fat, and then once the string snaps, the whole thing just explodes. Karin's Prison, 10th Girl Karin, pole dancing version. Okay. 29,800 yen by Mouse Unit. Mouse Unit is not a brand we frequently heard of, but they have been around for a few years, I think, and they make only very raunchy, very edgy figures, right? Coming out in March next year. So there is a 10th version over here, and there is also a fair skin version, not flat, a fair skin version, and I prefer this version if I had to choose, simply because of the face expression and the pose over there, where she wants your meat sausage. Okay, she wants your German Wiener. I love Wieners, by the way. I just love those German sausages. But anyways, not the kind of figure I would buy, but those of you who have interest in this kind of figure, I would say the price is okay as well, even though this is approaching 30,000 yen, because you're getting extra parts once again. So the pricing is quite reasonable. Moving on to the next figure over here. Oh, I haven't pre-ordered one yet. I'm still debating myself, should I pre-order one or should I wait until after release? Yeah, Hobby Sakura shouldn't be too hard to find after release in China's Taobao, but at the same time, it is Nikke. You wouldn't want to mess around with Goddess of Victory Nikke. I have like a couple of Nikke figures on pre-order already. Should I add this one to my pre-order list? I don't know, man. This is Sakura Midnight Stealth Deluxe Edition, including Wall Scroll for 22,000 yen by Hobby Sakura, which is an excellent Chinese brand. Coming out in February, very soon. My February is actually empty, I can afford to pre-order it if I want to. And if you don't need the Wall Scroll, 20,000 yen, which is most likely the one I would go for. I'm not a big fan of hanging stuff in my studio, and even if I were to do so, I would rather put photos of my own figure photography works on my wall. So there we have it. Anyways, this is worth it. 20k, get one, seriously. Hold on. This jacket is included, right? The jacket she has next to her? Yeah. This jacket over here. If it is included, then I would settle for the 20k version and forget about the Wall Scroll. To me, this is what I want, the jacket part. I think it makes the figure look a lot more interesting from a design standpoint. Pre-order one. This get one. This is not very nice. Okay, moving on to the next one. We have one single Azalane figure at 1/7 scale by Claynell, formerly Revolve. Unicorn, a dream of pure vows, 36,000 yen, because we have that giant backpack behind her, Gundam style, and 3 ugly metal rods. Not like we can do anything about it, right? Very back heavy. And coming out in August next year. Look at how bulky the back is. The only issue with this figure is the character itself, because I believe there are other figures of this specific character out there already, and every one of them, almost every single one of them, bargain bins. So for this specific figure, I would say you can afford to wait until after release, and if it falls under 30,000 yen, snatch one if you like her. This is not a bad looking figure at all. She is great, and I don't think she is that overpriced because of how much stuff is included with the figure. But it is indeed expensive for sure. Expensive, but not yet in the overpriced territory yet, like some Prisma Wing figures. Okay, moving on to the next one. From by PM Office A or Plum, we have 1/7 scale Shiyoriko Mifune from Love Live Nijigasaki High School Idol Club. 21,000 yen after a small discount. December release. This December, this December, man. 3 months away. Less than 3 months away. No, Plum or PM Office A, they really get their figures out very quickly. Sometimes I do wonder how. Their figures are not the absolute best. They are like B to B minus tier as well. Some of their figures are okay. The others are kind of meh. But for Love Live fans, right? I can see that many other figure brands are giving up on Love Live very slowly, gradually. But Plum is still pumping them out. So you get lesser choice nowadays. You don't have much of a choice anyway. Okay, moving on to the next one. Wakamo! From Blue Archive at 1/7 scale by Good Smile, 26,000 yen, coming out next August. When this figure pre-order opened at HLJ, what was my reaction? I smashed that pre-order button, bro. Yes, I have already pre-ordered one. I had a small lingering regret on not pre-ordering, not purchasing the one by Neon Max in her yukata. Is that yukata or kimono? I'm bad at differentiating. But anyways, I had a bit of lingering regrets on not getting that one, but that one is still available in China, but at a small premium. Like the price has gone up ever so slightly by 10 or 15%. I can still grab one if I wish, but honestly, I like this Wakamo a lot more than the Neon Max version, even though the Neon Max one was the original character design, the stock character design as I call it. I know that I criticize a lot about bikini figures being too generic, being too common and so on, but this is no ordinary bikini figure. You guys can tell from these pictures alone. And for that reason, because the colors and everything, the design and everything, this appeals to me so much that I wanted one. I wanted to make sure that I get her. Good Smile figures, a lot of them bargain bin after release, right? Because they over-manufacture, they overproduce a lot. But this one, even if she bargain bins after release, even if, I don't think I will regret pre-ordering her early. Because so far, a lot of Blue Archive stuff, they are holding on to their values pretty well, and I am betting on that. Like, with this specific figure, with this specific character, Wakamo, I don't want to take the risk. Yeah, so please do get one. This is a very good purchase. Moving on to the next figure, we have another overpriced scale figure by Prisma Wing. We had one last week, but this one is slightly less overpriced when you look at the entire package, because she is sitting on this nice chair, or more of a throne in a way. From So I'm a Spider, So What? I did not watch the anime, did not like it. I tried 1 or 2 episodes, did not like it. Ariel, I think Amakuni made a figure of her as well. And doesn't have that throne over there, but that was quite a great figure as well. I believe that was like 24,000 yen or so. So yeah, you have another option, assuming you can find one in stock in the first place. This is coming out in August, 37,000 yen. Yeah, this is more like 32,000 yen max. Yeah, slightly overpriced. So should you get one, I would say try and hunt down the one by Amakuni if you can, but if you don't have a choice, then this is the next best thing, I suppose. Moving on to the next one, we have the worst figure of the week. Hands down the worst figure. Coming from Capcom themselves, the developer, the creator of Street Fighter. What the heck? So, Jewelry from Street Fighter 6, 22,250 yen after a small discount. March release 2024, which I cannot recommend at all because her face look like, oh, what? Yeah, I mean, her face, Jewelry is an antagonist. She is like the bad guy in the game, an evil character. She is a bit like a witch in a way, but you know, I have no idea why this character is becoming uglier and uglier since Street Fighter 4. Her design, the character design in Street Fighter 4 was amazing, and that was the game that made me fall in love with Juri. And now she looks more like a Joker and a witch hybrid of some kind. I have no idea what happens over here. And this is so embarrassing coming from Capcom themselves. I cannot recommend this figure at all. I would rather you go and buy a third-party resin figure at this rate. When it comes to jewelry, seriously, this is an embarrassment. Okay, moving on to the next one, we have 2 re-releases by PM Office A or Plum once again. This pair of figures from Is the Order a Rabbit like came out many years ago, but they were plenty popular, so they are getting a repackaged edition. 15,000 yen before discounts, 13k is a great buy, seriously. Simple figure at 13k. This is what simple figures should cost, man. They shouldn't cost too much in the first place. And also for the very same reason why I feel like that Aisaka Taiga Bunny earlier at 18k is still slightly overpriced. To me, figures like this shouldn't cost more than 15k. So the second one here, Chino, yeah, if you get one, you need the other. They are a pair of sets. But 2 figures for almost 27,000 yen isn't too bad at all. Okay, moving on to the next one. Okay, we are now entering low-cost territory. Only 3 pop-up rate figures this week. The first one is a very popular one. Sakamata Chloe from Hololive, 5,000 yen, April release. Yes, well, I cannot recommend pre-ordering pop-up rates in general. This is Hololive, this is Chloe. Pre-order it before you regret it. This will be 9,000 yen pre-owns in AmiAmi a month, 2 months after release. Yeah, guaranteed. Just that this is an exceptionally detailed figure for a pop-up rate that I can't help but feel a bit concerned on on what the paint quality will turn out to be. Yeah, this is one of the most detailed pop-up rates yet so far. Moving on to the next pop-up rate. Okay, Beach Queens, this is an old name. You know, 10 years ago we had Wave Corporation doing 1x10 scale Beach Queen figures. Basically, the pop-up rates of the past, where every single figure get this hexagonal base, and yeah, they were small, they were cheap, they were like 5,000 yen each back then. So Good Smile is bringing back this series in the form of pop-up rate. Not a bad idea, yeah. And it is even cheaper. This is like 4,300 yen before discounts. Back then, those Wave Corp figures, right? Wave Corporation figures were about 5,000 yen. So this is even cheaper in comparison. SAO Lifa, will you get one? No, SAO, some seasons were great, but some other seasons, like, I think the ALO, the Elfheim Online, the ALO arc was like more like Suck S Online, not Sword Art Online. It is not very good. But anyways, moving on to the last figure on HLJ, we have Giorno from JoJo. 4,000 yen by Good Smile Company. Wow, Medicom's name wasn't mentioned over here. February release. Okay, so for those of you who love Macho Man, not me. Okay, now we shall move on to AmiAmi for some exclusive items as well as figures that are not on pre-order yet on HLJ, such as Kadokawa stuff. The first one, DMM Factory, it feels like everything they put on pre-order are AmiAmi exclusives. We have one of the best looking Ruby skill figures yet so far. Yeah, for a price, 27,500 yen for this figure is really steep, really expensive. Because I look at this figure, I immediately compare it to the Date style figures by Good Smile, which one of them or two of them just went on pre-order last week. Yeah, I think it was Arima Kana or the other girl Akane. That was like 16,000 yen at 1/6 skill. This is a whole 50%, 70% more expensive, which is absurd. But hey, they charge you 27k and then they claim it is an exclusive. If you want one, you don't have a choice anyway. Is there a chance that the price will drop after release? Yes, that is still possible, because that is exactly what happened to some AmiAmi exclusive Fats Company figures. So, should you get one? To be honest, I can't recommend it. Yeah, at this price, even if it is a 1/6 skill, that's the thing, because her outfit is not very detailed, and this white color shirt underneath, right, I would prefer to see some light shading. I think there is some light shading. Just that the overall figure doesn't look like a 27,000 yen figure to me. That is the thing. Though last week we have an even worse one, right? Holo from Spice and Wolf, that was horrible. This is a bit better. Moving on to the next one. Trap. So, anyone of you who loved Onimai, actually, I watched like 4 episodes and I stopped watching, and I can't remember the reason why I stopped watching. I think I should continue. This is a trap, by the way. More like she is biologically female, but the brain part is a male. Yeah, it is like dude is a dude, and then he wakes up the next day and she is now a female, a lolly female. So this is not exactly a trap, but from a physical standpoint, right? From a biological standpoint, maybe it is not a trap, but when you look at the whole package, it kind of is in a way. The lines are blurring between what is actually a trap and what isn't. But anyways, Deluxe Edition is the one you should go for, because you're getting an extra face part, right? The one over here with the mouth closed, and the other one where she is smiling with her mouth open. Yeah, this one over here. Yeah, different head as well. This one, her hair is down, and then you get twin tail. I prefer the twin tail. So, 21,000 yen and standard almost 19k. I would still go for the deluxe because of the extra part. And then there's a third version over here for 9,000 yen. This is something unique to our treasure, where they have these half complete figures, right? You have to assemble them and they are partially painted, but you still need to finish up the figure in some way. You still need to paint it a bit. So if you are into those kind of things, then you can pick up the partially assembled, partially completed version. For me, not my kind of thing unless I want to learn painting a figure. Moving up next from Kadokawa, so it is not yet on HLJ because Kadokawa stuff are always late to HLJ. We have, Kuro Yukihime. Black Snow Princess, like her English name is literally Black Snow Princess, a direct literal translation from Excel World. And oh, I see, she is getting a figure just for the sake of it, because it is an anniversary, 15th anniversary of the light novel, I see. I have the Max Factory one, and I'm not sure what to think about that figure. Yeah, the one with her avatar, her robot stuff, in front of her, where she is Hadaka, because that is partially a bust figure. And that was my favorite figure of Kuro Yukihime, because that was the only scale figure of her where her avatar is part of the figure itself. And no other brands made a figure of her with that robot thing, which I love. Kind of sad. The scale figure by Good Smile and also Kotobukiya, which came out many years ago, I think it is quite rare and expensive now. I kind of like that one as well. And I wish that I should have purchased one back then. As for this one over here by Kadokawa, special set 22,000 yen, where you are getting a rubber mat, and the standard version 20k. No. This is like too low effort for something that is supposed to be celebrating an anniversary. And she looks almost like a cockroach over here with those antennas on her head. Yep. Okay, moving on to the next figure over here. Gyunyu Original. Uma-chan Kadokawa. Okay, special set. 37,400 yen is ouch. But yeah, because you're getting that giant tail over there, that is why she is so expensive. So with the special set, you are getting B4 clear poster as well as a B2 sized cloth poster 2-type set. So 2 items in the box, I see. Normal version 35,000 yen. Well, that is a small price difference. Only 2,000 yen. Okay. Any one of you who love Monster Musume? Not my kind of thing. So this might appeal to you guys who like Monster Musume. Okay, moving on to the next one. Shibuya Scramble figure also gets listed very late on HLJ. We have V from Neural Cloud Girls Frontline. 31,000 yen is kind of overpriced territory already for simple figure. No. Okay, let me rephrase things over here. Not exactly simple. This is a very detailed figures and I love it for that reason. But 31,000 yen is a bit much. Yeah. I would pay 27,000 yen for this. Starting with a digit 3 is a bit much for sure. I still like the character design a lot. Man, these game character designs, man, nowadays, they are so much nicer than anime characters in general. Seriously. I love it, but 31k is difficult to justify. Moving on to the next one. This is a resin cast assembly kit. So you need to paint it presumably by RC Berg, 13 Sentinels. Okay, so with 13 Sentinels, this specific girl from Edgy's Rim over here, Iori Fuyusaka, I really liked the outer version. Yeah. But unfortunately, even in the pre-owned market, she isn't very cheap. I think she is still going for like 17,000 yen or so. 17k is low cost for a scale figure nowadays, even more so by Alter. But you know, when I look at the plain JK figure, I was thinking like, 17k, should I splurge and buy one? But yeah, I am interested in the Alter version. Simply because that figure is quite photogenic in a way when you bring her outdoors. Moving on to the next one, we have 2 1x4 scales, I think. The first one is Shigure Ui Masterpiece, but this is more of a bust figure and a 3D photo frame, a very creative figure in a way. By full view, 24,000 yen, I would say reasonable. Yeah. It is interesting to see that full view no longer overprices their figures like insane compared to just 2 years ago, you know. This is a very interesting display piece. I mean, if I have a cabinet full of figures, right? And next to my figures, I also display merchandise. You know, some of you buy this deluxe version, Kadokawa special set. You have a figure and then you have the postcard or rubber mat. You put it next to the figure. It looks quite nice actually. This is one of those figures where you display together with all those kinds of display style. And yeah, your collection would probably look quite attractive in a way. I like the idea of this figure, but Shigure Ui, I don't care about this character. Alright, moving on to the next one, 1x4 skill binding creator's opinion, Konatsu. 40k almost, may release next year. So she is wearing, yeah, obviously fabric tube top, and then you can remove it, right? Bland colors and not very unique. And I find the body proportions a bit odd over here. I know this is based on the original artwork, they are just being faithful to it. But yeah, her thighs are a bit thin. I mean, when I compare the proportion of the upper body, the torso, and to her hips, her thighs, it is like, no, it feels weird when the oppai is like D or E cup, and then everything below waist level is kind of borderline anorexic. The proportion looks weird. If she has an A cup, then I think the whole body proportion makes more sense in a way. I shouldn't be questioning anime logic, of course. Okay, moving on to the next one. The last 4 figures are Edgy figures, so I can't show you much. YouTube is being a big bitch about it, seriously. Reika Sonoda special version, illustration by Okakezuki, 1/6 scale by Pink Mango, 24,000 yen for the deluxe version, and 22k for the standard version, yeah. With or without wall scroll, right? Giant Sagi Oppai again, which you can swap out. She is wearing a black bikini, and then you can swap out and display her wearing nothing. So considering the extra parts, this is great value. And Pink Mango, yeah, provisional pre-order. Once you see that phrase over there, it is guaranteed a Chinese brand at this point. I like her face, but everything else not my kind of thing. Moving on to the last Edgy figure over here, you get to buy her in 1/4 or 1/6. I know that I complain about bunny girls a lot, but this reverse bunny girl illustrated by Daiki Kase over here, I love it so much. Reverse bunny, which means, yeah, all of the important parts are exposed. The reason why I love this figure so much is for a very simple reason. You should head over to AmiAmi or any website you prefer and check out the product photos of this figure, which unfortunately I can't show on YouTube. The sculpture of the body is top tier. Woo! I mean, it is like she is slightly fat. I wouldn't call her fat, but what I'm referring to fat over here is like, you know, when you bend your waist, you can see all these flaps of fat, like curving like that. You get a bit of that over here, and all those crease lines. It looks realistic and very beautifully sculpted. I want one in this glorious 1/4 scale, seriously. But there is no way I can get this from AmiAmi. Once it comes into my country, I will be screwed by the customs. I need to go through some special channels, yeah, to get her. Mostly from China, yeah, that's the thing. It is not easy to import this thing as a Malaysian, but there is always a way to get her in. It is not impossible. 50,000 yen is really painful for 1/4 scale. It is really expensive, but you know what? To me, anime figures are like food in a way. I am willing to pay a higher price for food that are really good. And the same thing applies to figures. When I look at Free Ink, they charge 70k for a 1/3 scale, but their figures are not known to be that detailed or that well sculpted in the way. And then I look at this thing at 1/4 scale where the sculpting is next level. Yeah, I would pay 50k for this thing. Oh, the second version is not 1/6. I was mistaken. This is available only in 1/4 scale. So just now the 47k is with a Gengar wall scroll. This is without. I'm happy with this 44k. Yeah. I would even say this is the best 1/4 scale this week. Hands down. Yep, the best one. Okay. And our last top Ninin game, we actually have 2 figures, but with their own variations, different versions. In total, 6 figures over here. The first one, we have 2 versions of this Mercury Urakoi bunny girl. I can't show you much, but it is a bunny girl with exposed melons. 1/6 scale, 19k, 1/4 scale, 27k by inside. And the next one over here, there are 4 versions of this figure. Wow, what is up with giant melons this week, man? This is the 3rd figure. Chomiku plus Dawn's Big Brow. 19k at 1/6 and 1/4, 27k. What? That brush is holding, man. One single cup is bigger than my ugly, stupid face. Wow. That is as big as her face. This is ridiculous. And of course, there are the inside versions where she is wearing nothing, 19k and 27k as well. And that is all for genuine figures on pre-order this week. Now we shall move on to third-party resin figures making use of OSGK, our affiliate partner for the third-party resin section. And please make use of the links down in the description below. If you plan to buy from HLG or OSGK, just make use of the links and enter the website and you can buy anything you want. That will really help out this channel. Okay, so with third parties, we'll begin with Anya as usual. 2 Anya figures this week. The first one is by ZH Studio. We have Anya for just cost her own mom and dad. Okay, this is an early bird pre-order. 1 single picture only. No details yet and no price yet. So there's nothing much to see over here at the moment. The second one is Anya crossover with Triple Z, Nico Demara. Wow, they are really fast with this kind of crossovers. Short hair and long hair, interesting. Short hair and long hair. Oh, I think this might be the first time I'm seeing Anya with a long hair. Yeah, the child version, of course. Her adult version has long hair. $99. Alright, not too bad. $99. Maybe she could have been $10 or $15 cheaper, but pretty detailed figure. $99 is fine. And coming out in March 2024 by Wawa Studio. 2025 by Wawa Studio. Okay, next one. Okay, how many Nami figures do we need every week? The answer is yes. The first one here, Clone Studio. Vince Mode Sanji and Nami. So Nami is going for $137. Yeah, generic low cost resin figure, right? You guys can tell from this picture alone where the details are on the low side and her face looks a bit derpy. I don't like this Nami. I've seen way better. Like, what is up with her mouth like that and like that? Yeah, her mouth looks weird over here. Especially from this angle. Maybe she is meant to be looked at from other angles, you know? Yeah, meant to be looked at from this angle. From this angle, she looks better, but from that other angle, very weird face over here. Next, Nami figure. Wow, drastically different, isn't it? Dragon and Pop Studio Sunglasses Nami. Okay, Hot Pants version begins at $195, and then there's a Black Silk version and bonus version. All of them are the same price, just different color. Okay, $195 at 1/6 scale is okay, but you know, I've seen cheaper Nami figures at 1/6 scale as well, so this is not exactly that cheap, but at the same time, Dragon and Pop Studio, the figures are fine. Yeah, they have made many One Piece figures so far. Moving on to the next Nami figure again, from LK Studio. This is an early bird pre-order, no price yet. She is wearing her usual bikini as usual, and we only have one picture over here. The face on this one looks so much better, isn't it? Yeah, 1/7 scale, so I'm not expecting this to cost $299, more like less than $199. Yeah. Moving on to the next Nami figure again, from Wink Studio, Bunny outfit, early bird pre-order as well, and no price yet. I'm guessing $250 or less. Yeah, if this is a 1/6, but if they are estimating $399 range, maybe this is a 1/4 scale. Still, for a One Piece figure, even at 1/4 scale, I'm not expecting it to hit $400 because this is a bunny figure, simple figure. Next one, okay, Nico Robin. We have like 2 Nico Robin figures, I think. The first one is by Jinshan Studio, early bird again, no price. And we only get 1 teaser pic. Wow, and it is blurry. Maybe on purpose, right? Because this is a teaser pic. They are focusing on the details on the hip over here. Very nice belt of bullets right there. And the second Nico Robin figure, yeah, bikini again. Swimsuit, not exactly bikini. Swimsuit. And I hate cloth material like this. Yeah. Because you lose details, man. I mean, if it is sculpted, right? Yeah, you get all these lines and curves and so on, which is all lost when you use cloth. And once again, no price yet. This must be, 26 to 35 centimeters. This could be 1/4, I'm not sure. Not mentioned at all, the scale. Face is okay. No problems with the face. Moving on to the next one over here from Black Studio. We have Pirates Margaret and Efelandra from One Piece. Once again, early bird pre-order with no price. Oh, this looks horrible. Yeah, one of those low-cost resin figures once again. Please, no, not $9.99, man. No skill mentions as well. Must be 1x4, I think. Okay, moving on to the next one. We have one single Boa Hancock figure. This is quite affordable by Yuxing Studio. December release very soon. So this standard version you're looking on screen without the serpent is only $117. And of course, if you get her with Salome, it is $159. Not too bad really. Not the best Boa Hancock figure. Far from the best, but a good value buy in the way. Okay, and finally we are done with One Piece. We have one single Eva figure over here. Asuka Langley with realistic face and swimsuit only at 1x4 scale, $399 coming out this December. Nope. I just don't play realistic faces. There are two different torsos included, so this is not exactly that expensive because you get parts to swap out, you know. Okay, next one over here, 1x4 scale as well, licensed resin figure by Jomatal Studio, Perfect World Falling I've seen this title, Perfect World, so many times, but I did not bother to research what it is about. Okay, Polystone version and Platinum Silicon version. This is not going to be cheap. Yeah, this might cost 4 digits, especially the Platinum Silicon version. Like they use silicone material for the skin region so that it feels like real human skin, you know? A soft touch. Given that this is 1x3 scale, yeah, this is going to be 4 digits territory in pricing. Even though it is not yet confirmed. Very Chinese, can buy one to display it for Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year, but this won't be released on time anyway. Okay, moving on to the next 1x4 scale by original character by Junhao Studio. We have Fallen Angel, Cecilia. 468 is not bad, right? You know, single wing is kind of artistic. It feels incomplete, yet it feels artistic at the same time. And that is a pretty face, yeah. Nope, you don't get to undress her with this one, but that is fine. This is a nice figure to have if you like the character design. It feels like a character you see in one of those typical Western RPG games. Warcraft, Dota, it feels like characters from those kind of games, you know. Up next, we have a bust figure 1x3 scale Tifa from Final Fantasy VII by Candy House Studio. So there is a white edition and purple edition. Yup. I actually like the purple edition a bit more for some reason, but I don't collect bust figures. But 1x3 scale for $235 is okay. Not a bad price. Yeah, this time around I prefer the short hair a bit more. Moving on to the next one, I actually like this a lot. This is like a fan art version of Terminator. I love the Terminator, man. So, original FT0830 Ella 16 action figure by True One Toys Studio. $187 is a bargain, man. Action figure, right? Action figure coming out in June 2025. This is not a seamless action figure. You can see joint lines, but for once I am okay with this because it is so obvious that this is, you know, an android, a cyborg underneath. So having joint lines, I think it makes sense. And I like this a lot, seriously. And if I have disposable income, extra cash lying around, yes, I would totally buy one. Because I like this a lot, man. Ooh. Yeah, there is some Ghost in the Shell vibe going on. That might be why as well. But I'm also a fan of the Terminator. So there we go. Moving on to the next one. From Mythology Studio, we have an early bird pre-order of Violet Evergarden. Only a teaser pic of her feet because there are so many people who love great feet. And yeah, we don't get to see much otherwise. Maybe I'll cover her again when we have more updates in the coming weeks. Moving on to the next one, we have, we're going into anime character territory in a way. Sugar Honey Studio, Tsukino Usagi from Sailor Moon. And this is quite a good looking third party Sailor Moon figure. Pure Moon or Dark Moon, different color versions actually. I would go for the original color, not this one. Looks a bit dull. Yeah, this looks great for $189, right? And yeah, she is customable. Parts are swappable at the you-know-where parts. Very obvious. You can just go through the pictures, which I can't put on screen. 1/6 scale, June 2025 release. This is not bad at all. Okay, moving on to the next one. This is a surprise to me. From 2.5 dimensional Seduction, I actually started watching the anime finally. You know, when I was hospitalized for my surgery, I was on the hospital bed and then I just binge watched the whole series up to the latest episode and I really liked it, right? So we have Lilisa Amano and Mikari Tajibana. You can get either one for $191. Or you can get both. Obviously, you need both. They are meant to be a set for $340 at 1/6 scale. Not bad at all. September release 2025. And this pair of figures from 2.5D is already way better than all of the genuine figures that have gone on pre-order up to this point. I think Mega House had one, right? This is so much better. This is amazing. I like it a lot, man. Just that I'm not familiar with Will Studio, and if the figure turns out fine on the face part, get one. That is the tricky part with resin figures in general. Sometimes it is like gacha in a way. Okay, moving on to the next one. Another unexpected figure, Chobits Chi. This is a classic. This is like late 1990s or early 2000s anime. I used to watch it like a decade ago and I don't remember anything anymore. This girl is an android, a robot. She's not human. By Beast Studio, $272 at 1/6 scale, coming out in September. So this is partially customable. You can swap out the chest part if I'm not mistaken. And a look at her face. This is indeed Chi from Chobits. Quite an accurate face over there. So this could be a good buy for those of you who love this old school anime, and you are not getting any genuine licensed figures of these characters. There were PVC figures of her in the past, but we are talking like 15 or 20 years ago even. So there we go. Moving on to the next scale figure. Wow. From Mato Seihei no Slave, Gen Yamashiro. This character did not even exist in season 1, right? Maybe she's coming in season 2. I don't remember this character existed. From Momo Cat Studio, I can only show her face. You see, apparently, even if I show a figure with the parts covered up, if the pose is too obvious, or it is obvious that the character is not wearing anything, YouTube will still find problems with it, find faults with you. So my only solution over here is to crop in and show you guys the face only, just like those beautiful inside figures earlier. So you can check out the figure yourself at OSGK if you wish to know more. Very nice face though. I love Ahegao faces. $155 is fair for something like this. It is a good price at 1/6 scale. No release date though. Moving on to the next one. Oh, about time, man. About damn time. Pistols and Ton Studio, their figures are great. I'm telling you that first. Their figures are great. From Gundam Seed, we have Lacus Klein in this pilot suit where we saw in the Seed Freedom movie, which I have watched it over and over like 15 times by now. Only the Gundam fighting parts. I love it. Big Gundam Seed fan over here. So we have Battle Suit version, going for $227, and then you can get her in the DX R18 version at $347 at 1/6 scale. You get almost an entire second figure. Not too bad. Actually, you're getting a second figure, right? Because the DX version has a different face as well. So should you loot Lacus? Yes, you should. I told you guys before, I am so sick of getting 2 or 3 figures when I pre-order one single figure. But honestly, I really wish that, yeah, Mega House or any other brand made a scale figure of Lacus Klein in this pilot suit. I really wished for that. I want one. Coming out in September 2025. Okay, moving on to the next one. Wow. You need this Miku figure from Chaosha Studio. Because you have been buying so many cultured figures that you need some enlightenment. $254. This is obviously, yeah, Buddha, right? Coming out in September 2025 as well. Pretty creative. This is a creative figure. I can see people picking one up just because she is quite unique. This is quite a unique Miku figure. And there is LED on this ring behind her. Yep, just like Buddha statues. Moving on to the next one. Now we are entering Genshin Impact territory. Another Chibi Nahida figure by CR Studio. This is not their first Chibi Nahida figure. I think the previous one, right? They have completed their production run. They have no plans on re-releasing it. Now they just make a new version with a slightly different pose. So this is $95. I heard that the previous version sold pretty well. So there we go. $95 may feel a bit expensive for a chibi figure, but people were actually buying it. Okay, next Genshin figure. We have Yelan in swimwear from Kiss Me Studio. Generic Yelan figure, right? But this is cheap. $137 at 1/7 scale. No release date yet. No, Genshin Impact is like the biggest loser of the year. Despite having so many popular characters, the genuine figure brands just refuses to make scale figures. No Raiden Shogun, no Yae-Miko, no Yelan. They are pretty popular, no? These three girls. The face on this one is actually okay. She looks like Yelan. No complaints. Moving on to the next Genshin figure, we have Sangonomiya Kokomi from Angel Wings Studio. So they finally corrected their names, because in the previous listings of figures by this brand, they call it Angel Wings Studio, you know? They finally renamed and fixed the spelling over here. No price yet. This is not the actual price, but I'm expecting around $250 territory. Version A and version B, which I'm not clicking on it because, yeah, she is likely to be not wearing anything at all. This is a nice figure of Sangonomiya. I mean, there hasn't been many third-party figures of her at all, man. Not many. This is very nice. Oh. They're calling themselves Angel Wings. You see up here? Wow. Given that the logo is actually a feather, the logo for this brand, I'm inclined to believe they meant angel wings, but they can't spell properly. Next, Genshin figure. We have a realistic face Ningguang by Go Studio. Oh yeah, this is an update. There was the teaser pic from several weeks ago. Finally, we get to see the full figure. Yeah, flagship version, Chinese style version, Supreme version, and then there is one with DLC. Flagship version, $659, but not confirmed yet. And then the Chinese style version is very edgy, not putting on screen. Then there's a Supreme version, and yeah, more options up to almost $1,000. Now, I just want to have a look at the face, right? Yeah, feels like looking at the cosplayer. But this is if you don't mind that, this is a very impressive looking Ningguang figure at 1/4 scale. I like the figure, just that please give us an anime version face, give us that option, include it in the box. And next Genshin figure, we have Raiden Shogun by Mao Studio. Regular version is going for $448 at 1/4 scale, and then that school uniform version, it is not school uniform, it is more like, the casual sweater kind of outfit, which is very similar to my figure of Kafka over there. Yeah, very similar. I'm not putting on screen as well because I'm lazy to censor it. And this figure comes only in realistic face once again. I don't like the realistic face on this figure that much, but everywhere else is what you would expect from a 1/4 scale resin figure. Very detailed. Okay, moving on to the next one. Now we enter Honkai territory. I think we only have Star Rail this week. No Honkai impacted stuff. And the first one over here, I feel so dumb for censoring a chibi Nendoroid figure, but who knows what YouTube is thinking, right? I'm just playing it safe over here. So we have a Nendoroid style chibi figure of Firefly for 93 bucks. No release date yet though. Not the kind of figure I would collect. Next one over here, oh, it has been weeks or even months since the last time we saw an Acheron figure by Moonlight Studio. This one looks quite nice. I mean, the face part is quite nice actually. $235, and B version, yeah, the grey color version, quite hot. For $254, and C version, yeah, not wearing anything I assume. Her face looks great over here. So far, right, there has been so many Acheron figures already by many brands, but it feels like every single one of them got her face done right. Now, with some anime or game characters, it is so easy to screw up her face. Marin Kitagawa is one such example, one such character. But there are also characters where anyone can make a figures of, because for some reason it is easy to sculpt the face. And the best example I can give you guys is Ram and Ram from ReZero, right? Even the cheap price figures, they look amazing. The face rarely goes wrong. Moving on to the next one, okay, Jingliu. It has been months as well. Months, was it? Since the last time we saw a Jingliu figure, though the realistic face on this one looks horrible. Yep. There is a combat suit version and a swimsuit version. Combat suit version is what I would prefer naturally. This is a 1x4 scale, and bikini version for cheaper, and then I can get both for $656, not yet confirmed though. I'm happy with my AmiAmi Studio version. I don't see myself buying another Jingliu figure unless a licensed figure brand does it, right? I'm not keeping my hopes up on that. Okay, moving on to the next one. Okay, Blue Archive. I think this is the only Blue Archive figure this week for third parties. Arisu, Milkshake Arisu from Snow Studio. Okay, this looks great. The standard version at 1x7 scale is $170 only, and then you can get the DX version with the Hadaka parts for $255. So I'm clicking on this. This is a safe version. Oh no, the picture is not loading again. Jeez. Okay. This is beautiful. Oh, I really wish this is a licensed figure. This is stunning. I love it. Copyright Snow Studio. Wow. This is a really good third-party figure of Arisu. No, I like this even more than the Good Smile version that went on pre-order not too long ago, because the Good Smile one in main outfit was like, no, the colors are a bit bland and boring. Yeah. Moving on to the next one. This figure blew up on my Facebook page. Because you guys, right, you love the lollies, I know. Just that you won't publicly admit it. Yeah, this figure is really popular. Crazy Rabbit Studio, Suzuran from Arknights. Standard version. We only have pictures of the standard version, the DX version. No pictures yet, but it is Hadaka apparently. So the standard version is going for $272. Yeah. Slightly expensive, but you know what? This is so cute. One of those resin figures, right? When you look at how good it is, you kind of wish it was licensed. I mean, licensed or not is one thing, but you kind of wish that it was PVC, not resin. Yeah. And this is one of those figures, man. I like it a lot. Next figure, we have two Ellen Jo figure. So many figures of her. The first one is pretty much Hadaka, which is why she is so cheap. Less parts to paint and assemble, no? By 6th Magnitude Star Studio, $129. Yeah, from Zenless Zone 0. At 1x6 scale, Hadaka figure, $129. Very good price, really. But not detailed, of course. No release date yet, unfortunately. The second one over here is just an early bird pre-order. Another Edgy figure, and this is by K9 Studio, no price yet, 1x6 scale as well. Alright. I really hope that they maintain the blush face, because a lot of third-party figures, right, even the genuine ones are guilty of it. They show you that the figures have this really nice blush, and you pre-order it because the face looks so good with that blush on. And when you finally get the figure, the blush is almost completely gone. It disappeared. Yeah, even genuine brands are guilty of that, so they better maintain the face over here. Moving on to the next one over here, one single figure from Wuthering Waves, Changli again. We have Changli figures every week for the past 3 weeks. This is by Sixpence and Pop Studio. $189 at 1/6 scale in swimsuit bikini. But why this pose, man? Yeah, fan service, right? Okay, the face on this is great. Yeah, no problems with the face over there. And to me, it feels like Changli, this character, is also one of those characters where I don't expect any third-party brands to mess up the face because, yeah, the sculpting wouldn't go wrong in a way. $187 is fine. Presumably, you're going to get extra parts to cast off, right? June release 2025. Next figure. Yeah, this one went viral on my Facebook page as well, together with that Arknight figure earlier for very obvious reasons. Firstly, we have a third-party resin figure brand playing with fire again, making Uma Musume figures, but it is so convincing, it is so good looking that people are definitely going to pre-order it. Daiwa Scarlet, $254 each, 2 different versions, gold armor or silver armor. I would go for gold at this point. Yeah, just that I hope that the paint won't fade over time, because this very shiny paint, right, be it silver or gold, once you expose it to sunlight or even UV light in general, including fluorescent light, after some time, 2 years maybe, yeah, the color will start to fade and then it is no longer that shiny anymore. Just that it is a lot more obvious with gold color compared to silver or chrome, right? Yeah, go for gold regardless of that fact. This looks amazing. And Tofo figure, they have some figures already released out there. Just search for user pictures online, in Discord maybe, on Reddit, and you judge for yourself what the face of the figures look like. To me, it looks fine. So Tofo figure is actually okay if you want to pre-order something made by them. And the last figure for today is from Azalane. This is an update. I covered this once like a month ago by Absinthe Studio, where we had teaser pictures only. Now we have the full figure picture, which I had to cover up once again, unfortunately. But this Cheshire looks amazing. The face, I love the face so much. And I am expecting this to be quite close to $300 as well, especially when you factor in the extra parts to swap out, the edgy parts. Yeah, I'm predicting $250 to $300 range over here for this figure of Cheshire. She looks great. If you like her, get one for sure. And that is all for figures on pre-order this week. Which one will you pre-order? Let me know down in the comments below. I am still debating myself on that. That Nikke figure. Was the name Scarlet again? I really want it. But I have already hit the pre-order button on Wakamo. Yeah. So until then, if you found this video helpful or informative, give this video a like and subscribe to this channel for more anime figure content every week. Until then, I'll see you guys again very soon. Goodbye.